Good evening. Welcome to Investigator News. I'm your host, Ellie, and this is the weather and lifestyle news show. Boy, I got a full rung of stuff. Hello to Miss Linda G. How's that puppy? Mine are driving me nuts. They don't let me sleep all night, and they chew everything up, and they're getting in the garbage. I'm ready to. I don't know. I don't know what I want to do to them yet, but they get along and they love it. They love each other and they're having a good time playing. But it's two puppies and one, so yeah, it's a tough one. Boy, we got a lot of news today, both shows, so you might just have to watch both shows. Uh, so we have a new round of a tropical storm, another tropical storm going up. And hurricane season is not over. We haven't even had tornadoes here yet. And this is tornado season for Arkansas, and we are like, come on, rain, 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 no rain. No, no, Arkansas, the storm killer. And that I keep telling friends that, and they don't believe me. And they're like, "Yeah, we're going to get hit 2 inches of rain." Uh, and then I'm like, "No, no, Arkansas, the storm killer." And then they afterwards they don't call me because it dried up. Now we do have snow. You guys ready for some snow yet? Having to dig yourselves out up in the uh, East Coast. You guys ready for all this snow yet? I would never be ready for that. No. So, um, boy, I think I hit it right. I kind of match the black and black thing today. I don't check a lot of my stuff. I hit everything up in the mornings, folks. A lot of articles I don't read because I want to be surprised. So you guys get me in a surprise for all these articles. So here we go. She's got a happy little face and she's ready to tell you the weather.
Well, it looks like the first weekend of fall could feature some rain for parts of the East Coast. We're watching this area off the southeast coast. It's likely we'll see a low develop by Friday. Now, because there's plenty of warm water off the southeast coast, this could become subtropical. Regardless of whether we see this become tropical or not, here's the deal. We are going to get rainfall, wind gusts, and high surf off the southeast coast and up through the mid Atlantic this weekend. Here's a look at some of the rain totals we could see through the weekend.
Lots of rain. Are you guys ready? Yeah, I'm not. We're ready for the rain, but we're not ready for no rain. I'm not ready for the tornadoes yet. I got trees leaning and up on the property. Was able to go up to the property this weekend, and there are trees that are falling over with the last storm, and they're hanging in other trees. So I look at it as firewood. Everyone else looks at it like, oh, you need a chainsaw. I'm like, firewood. Yeah, get the chainsaw. We're going to burn some wood. I'm thinking bonfires. Uh, and I got a huge bonfire pit. I should have taken a picture of it with the guy that's clearing the property for us. And he's got a huge, it looks like one of what the colleges would have. It's like, huh, yeah, bonfire, marshmallows. So we did some hot dogs up there and on the sticks, flew the drone, uh, or got to know the drone. I got me a drone now, and we're learning how to use it. Uh, I don't know. I'm not. I'm looking at the purpose of the drone. I mean, I could fly it all over the land, and okay, I'm good. I bet men are like going to throw popcorn at me, Karen. I don't know if Karen's in yet, but I bet you they're going to throw some popcorn at me saying, there's a reason for the drones. Yeah, wildlife. Well, we've got game trails. We put the salt out. I know there's deer there. Neighbors are telling us lots of deer. Um, now, I don't want bear and I don't want raccoons and I don't want The little things, I don't want snakes or spiders. So, but we seen the spiders. And I think I came back with a little batch of chiggers. You know what chiggers are? Oh, yeah, little nasty little things. Yeah, they just keep going and going and going and going. Eventually, they die out after they bit you all up. All right. Uh, so temperatures drop, some snow ahead in the west. That's what the
So we
meteorologists are
have some
saying.
cold
Of
air.
course, Ari, he's definitely here to jump in and tell you all about the snow. All right, here we go.
Up in the northwest that's going to really shift itself toward the east over the next few days. Get ready for this if you live in the northern plains or parts of the upper Midwest. Also, if you live in the Rockies, this air is actually going to be cold enough that we'll likely get some mountain snow. All right, so big changes coming up for a lot of people here. This depicts what the temperatures are generally looking like right now. Above average temperatures from the Great Lakes up through the upper Midwest and the northern plains, below average temperatures up in the Northwest. And when we get that upper low that's going to dig down, it brings a cold front along with it. It's going to move west to east. Again, we've got the precip around it for some of that mountain snow. There will also be some rain associated with it, but the temperatures are really going to drop by the time we get to the weekend. All right, it's going to be kind of a slow drop in temperatures over the next several days. We get into the weekend, and there's going to be a big difference in temperatures between Wednesday and Saturday. So remember, Pierre, high of 87 on Wednesday. It's only going to be 66 on Saturday. That is a very noticeable change, I would say. And again, here's how much snow we're expecting. Parts of western Wyoming get some pretty decent snow up there, and of course, just basically snowy up in the high terrain in parts of the northern Rockies.
Yes, are we ready for the snow? Yeah, you seen that? Just a smidge. Just, I bet they're going to get spit on with snow, and then it's going to go to ice, and then it's going to be rain. But the thought of floating snowflakes, yes, I'm all for the floating snowflakes. Yes. All right. So the latest on the earthquakes. Oh boy, we have um, we had a 6.3 over by Japan over the weekend, and wow. And then we see 5.8 in Japan region of Uzu Islands. Um, and is everything getting stronger? It's staying about the same. But the one that kind of got me was the one in Point Hope, Alaska. I went back and looked at Point Hope. There is very rarely an earthquake there. Um, are we seeing? Look at Hiru, Japan, 4.6. Now is Alaska busy? Sandpoint, 4.4, and then we got a Perryville, a 3.2. It all gets real small, and then we get down to um, Patterson, California, 3.1, and we also seen a 3.1 in Fontana. They're all running threes. And then out of the blue, all by itself, when I expected it to go yeah, to the East Coast, no, it stopped in Nebraska with a 2.8. Now, these are all surface earthquakes, once again. Um, Karen, you just now getting here? I've been talking about you for at least an hour. Yeah, there goes the bird. Hey, the bird gripes at the puppies when they get to the end of the hallway to play. The bird tells them how it is and squawks, and they leave. And then he chirps again. So now I'm finding out when he's hollering and chirping or squawking, the dogs are in the hallway. Yeah, it's a pre-warning system. He's my alarm system for the end of the hall when I know they're there. All right. So we got Los Mongotes, Mexico. That was a 4.2. Then we did see some down in Argentina, a 4.3. Now that one was pretty deep, 100 and about 150 miles deep. Then we seen Chile get one to 4.1. Now, oddly, over here in Poland, Rudna, that was the other one I wanted to show you, was Poland out of the blue got one. Nothing around it, nothing leading to it, nothing in Italy, nothing on the fault lines, except for way over in Afghanistan. So why is Poland getting a earthquake? And we look at it, it was surface. Is that was that an explosion that they're not letting us know about? This was like 3 miles deep. That's surface. So, and usually explosions are right about threes, not a 4.6. But as we build up in the militaries, not only Ukraine and Poland and the United States, NATO, um, they have got some pretty hefty type of explosions. Is this an explosion that happened in Poland that we might learn about in the news today? Uh, Now we had a Sumatra, Indonesia, 4.9. I seen it as 5.1 this morning. So that was a five. So as we are just guessing now, I'm just I'm going to say Dutch sense. Me and you are just guessing of what's going to hit next. It's all over the place. There is nothing normal about any of this. It's not following fault lines. It's not even going in between. Have you seen that? I haven't heard Dutch sense say in between in quite a few of his podcasts. And so we got one in Vanuatu. That was a 4.9, and that one had the big eruption. Solomon Islands that has been very active, and this was a 4.9. So we are looking at unusual earthquakes all over the globe, and there's no rhyme, no reason. They're not following fault lines. They're not following what. Uh, no wonder USGS is so confused because they're just following them and listing them with no rhyme or reason. And Dutch Sense does have a little bit of an explanation, but I think he is now even seeing that it's just all over the place. It's like shaking a cup of dice and throwing it down. It's here, 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 and here. And sometimes, like, when we seen the one here in Japan, then it went up equal, and then it went up so far. Then we didn't have nothing until over there in the Aleutian Islands. Wow. So that's it. Um, Mississippi River um, impacting barge traffic. Now, we've had this before. They talked about it before, but, I went over through Memphis and looked, and it doesn't look all that bad yet. Now, that was quite a few months ago. That was in early June. Now, they're saying it looks a lot worse. But how often now that we are seeing Lake Mead? Oh, it's fixing to dry up. Oh, wow, Lake Mead is full. And where'd all this water come from? And all over the California, all the way up the valley, from LA all the way up to Shasta. The water is filling back up. Is this global warming? Is it global climate, global cooling, global what? How about Mother Nature just taking care of herself? And I expect we will see um, the Mississippi fill back up come this winter. So, but they do have a lot to say on it.
then ultimately it's going to affect the end the initial producer, which is the farmer, right? So they can't get as much down as fast, and it costs more because the industry, the barge industry, is needing to use more vessels, more mariners to pay for this restricted draft.
So as you see, I think it's going to fill back up. I don't think there's much to worry about, folks. We'll see what happens after the winter time. Um, uh, Giraffe at Maryland Zoo. is caught on camera catching raindrops. Now, this was this is like the number one clip. Um, I don't know why, but it's the number one clip today. A giraffe catching raindrops. Now, if you stay at the zoo long enough and you go during whether it rains or snows or go at different times, folks, and you'll catch these animals doing odd behaviors. And so here we go with the giraffe. So as you can see, yep, giraffe was thirsty. Yeah. What do you think, Karen? I just kind of think they made a big deal of nothing uh, on the media sense because you can catch that. But what about an AI powered bird feeder that takes candid pics, identifies our feathered friends as they snack? So now, uh, okay, so now we have bird feeders that will tell you what birds are snacking. I wonder if it's gonna what it identifies as a mean squirrel that's taking all the bird seed as. But no, the Bird Buddy CEO says company's mission is to reconnect humans with nature, and there's a high tech way of doing this of bird feeding. They say it's a and watching. The AI powered bird feeder called Bird Buddy doesn't only feed the bird, it takes candid photos and identifies the species of each bird. That would be cool for hummingbirds because you can't quite catch them and you can't quite see the colors. So it'd be great for to get one of those that points at your hummingbird feeder. But what happens when you get big old mean old bluebirds that's chasing everything off, or robins, or blackbirds? You're not going to see much of variety, but them being bullies on your bird feeder. But they say um, the company is based out of Kalamazoo, Michigan, and the digital that has a product that uses artificial intelligence to take clear and interesting snapshots of birds that come to feed, even pictures you can use on your own pages and social media. The smart bird feeder then detects the type of bird species and sends a notification with a photo and the bird and info to its owner, to either your mobile device or your computer. Wow. AI bird feeder. Well, just when you thought they couldn't get any weirder with AI, now that they've nailed the bird feeder. Now, when is the birds going to start telling what they see through our windows? Yeah. Karen, what do you think? All right, so this week, oh boy, folks, you're going to love this. This week, Wendy's is selling cheeseburger for 1 penny, just this week. But you got to buy something. Yeah, you got to buy a burger. But get a cheeseburger for 1 penny. Go run on down to Wendy's and get you a burger and some fries, or two burgers and some fries. Uh, History today. Well, of all places, Old Faithful Geyser in Wyoming's is documented and named. And this is September 1870. So, wow. Old Geyser, faithful, old faithful. Now, I got to see it up close and personal, and it was a wow event. But what wows me more now is it's raised up way farther. It was down, we had to walk down to it. Now you got to walk up to it. So, over the last 30 years, 35 years, it's now risen. What about a mai? I think that's what they're called. The biggest fish. A Washington fisherman catches a massive record breaking fish. And he was hoping he would catch something like this. And it's winning, he says it's like winning the lottery. As soon as they caught it, he says, I don't know, I guess it was like 5 or 6,000 feet of depth. the weather started to pick up, and it was starting white caps. And then the winds came, he said, and the winds aren't good. And at that point in the trip, the crew on board, hours passed before he saw any movement on the lines. And then all of a sudden, uh, you got that, that his rod got hit. Um, and if you don't really know what they look like, let me give you there you go. There he is, right there, happy with a record breaking my. So a happy fisherman. I bet there's going to be a big fish barbecue at his house or a fish fry. Wade La Fontaine set a new Washington state record for the fish after reeling in the 21-pound fish with the help of Captain Keith Johnson. So he caught it. All right. So um, constellations for the fall. Everybody, the star watchers. And of course, everybody wants to know what's going to be out there. Full moons, uh, eclipses, constellations, and the Weather Channel put out what to expect for the fall constellations. So here we go. So if you're looking up in the evening sky, you might see it. They say cooler weather, and because everyone goes to bed earlier and everything gets dark earlier, that your chances are more to see the stars and the constellations you want to see in fall and winter than in the summer months. I don't know about you guys, but when I do the dot to dots in the skies, I get like dogs and cats and weird shapes. I never get these constellations. I try. Maybe I need to know what they are and study them a little bit more. But every time I do the dot to dots in the sky, I definitely don't get nothing pretty like this. I'd get a coffin out of that, or a casket, or maybe uh, a snowman. Karen, what are we getting out of these stars? I don't know, but they say there's constellations up there, and the more you look into it, the more you can see the beauty of the stars. That's what they tell you. All right, starving 400-pound bear is euthanized in Colorado to end the horrific suffering. What they found, and you're like, oh, just because he would just feed him. Don't let him starve. But what they found out was when the wildlife veteran got to looking at this bear, they found wet wipes. He got into the garbage. He ate a package of wet wipes, and leaving it decaying from the inside out. It was killing him, and there was no way to really do anything because by the time they found out these wet wipes had uh, corroded, molded, basically made him sick. It was too late. Um, so they're saying don't leave wet wipes in the woods. Normally people don't. It's usually in garbage cans. And this is one thing I did find out is the he was full of wet wipes, paper towels, plastics, and other household waste. He got into somebody's garbage, and there was something on them that he wanted. So he ate them, and by the time they found him, he was so sick They hadn't and starving because he couldn't eat. He felt full, so he was actually starving to death on wet wipes. We're not being mean by sticking our garbage out. It's the bears, and we're encroaching on their environments. And they're going to, of course, smell the garbage. They're going to come. They're going to eat. And very sad, very sad. But we can't blame the people with the garbage. We can't blame Forestry Service for not keeping the bears away. The bears are going to do what bears want to do. And if they get in your garbage can, this is what we see as the repercussion of garbage when the bears get into it. But, it's nature, folks. I thought on this and I could have got mad either way. And I thought, you know what? When we are moving houses up into the bear country, eventually the bears move further up, but they're not. Why? Because there's garbage cans. Is it wrong that we're putting our garbage cans out to be picked up? No. Should we come up with a more secure garbage can? That was my question. Maybe so. Maybe so. Maybe we'll need some better secured garbage cans. Because it's not just bears, it's raccoons, it's deer, it's cats, mountain lions, cougars that are all doing this. And we're encroaching in their space. It's not they're coming down and looking for food. There's plenty of food, plenty of food. There's a lot of these animals eat smaller creatures and critters. So they are just, it's a free for all. I mean, they got to catch the raccoon and kill it and eat it, or hey, let's walk down the hill and let's get that ham out of that garbage can right down the street. You see? So it's nobody's fault. But the starving bear is euthanized in Colorado to end horrific suffering after his intestines became clogged up with wet wipes, paper towels, plastics, and other household waste. Wow. Boy, that's just sad. That's just real sad. What do you do if you get caught in a rip current? They say swim to the side, folks. With the rip currents up during hurricane seasons or late summers, uh, there is an article on this, and the one thing they didn't say is watch the flags. If you go down to the beach and it's red, and if you don't know if it's safe, then go up and talk to the lifeguard. What if there's not a lifeguard? Everybody's got their phones. They say you can easily look it up and find out if there's riptides or warnings on your phones. Take a look before you just throw your kiddos out there to swim. Make sure you know all the hazards. A lot of us, we haven't never been to the ocean, and we're excited, and the kids want to run in like it's the beach or a lake, and they're getting caught in the riptides. Oh boy. All right. So, nearly 600 a pound, nearly 60,000 pounds of ground beef recalled to E. coli. And this is Green Bay dressed beef, known as American Foods Group, issued a recall for three of its ground beef products. Beef fine ground. Well, let me. I'm just going to grab it and. Oops. It helped if I did it right. Okay, I'm just going to put it on down into um, our chat room, and then I will post it. And I'll leave it up there long enough so you can see what the beef is, the name, the numbers, everything for it. Pay close attention. If you got any of this, they are saying please get rid of it or take it back if you can get a refund on it. If not, throw it away. Um, And not only that, but portable generators recalled following a reported um, it's not letting me get in here. Leading to several burns. Now, generic to provide repair kits to remedy the issue with these generators. But what if you're not mechanically inclined? They say that you could just get your money back on it. And this is according to the Safety Commission. There are two types of portable generators having issues um, that pose fire and burn risk. 64,000 of them in the U.S., according to the Safety Commission. People have sustained severe burns, and they are urging everyone to turn these in. Do not keep this. They say it could be a fire hazard, and it could start a fire in your house. This is a also, I might have to post this one because it's got just the numbers. All right. Boy, a lot of this stuff today. Okay, so if you got to go back, if you want to look at that or run recalls in your search bar. Oh, here we go. We're still going on. Debris reported found in the South Carolina after the F-35 stealth fighter jet disappeared. They have found it, folks. They did find it, and it's going to be a while. Don't expect a report anytime soon of what happened, how it happened, why it crashed, or any of that. You got to give them time to take a look at it, look over the plane or the jet, and find out what the cause of the malfunction was. All right, so now we are down to the funny quotes. Oh boy. Um, and these are just purely funny quotes. I'm sick of following my dreams, man. I'm just going to ask where they're going, and how I can hook up with them later. A pessimist is a person who has had to listen to many optimists. Better to remain silent and be thought a fool than to speak out and remove all doubt. If I were two faced, would I be wearing this one? The best thing about the future is that it comes on one day at a time. An alcoholic is someone you don't like who drinks as much as you do. Light travels faster than sound. That's why some people appear bright until you hear them speak. Oh, darkness. The difference between stupidity and genius is that genius has limits. War is God's way of teaching Americans geography. If you want your children to listen, try talking softly or whisper to someone else. I don't believe in astrology. I'm a Sagittarius and we're skeptical. A smile is a facelift that's in everyone's price range. A bank is a place that will lend you money if you can prove that you don't need it. Oh, that's a fact. My favorite machine at the gym is a vending machine. Yeah, the one with donuts. The one with donuts in it. Yeah. I always arrive late at the office, but I make up for it by leaving early. I don't worry about the world coming to an end. It's already tomorrow in Australia. A day without laughter is a day wasted. Political correctness is tyranny with manners. There you go. If you think you are too small to make a difference, try sleeping with a mosquito. Remember, today is tomorrow. You worried about yesterday. I like that one. Yeah. Education is learning what you didn't even know you didn't know. Everyone with telekinetic powers, raise my hand. I guess no one here has that. Huh. I could have, like, oh my God, look what someone did. No, I'm not going to play that with you guys. That's a cheap shot. All things I really like to do are either immoral, illegal, or fattening. It's called the donut. Yeah, it's illegal, it's immoral, and it's fattening. Never go to the doctor whose office plants have died. Oh, they all got fake ones now. Yeah, I took my son. I went on a interview for a job one time, and I had a friend of mine watching him, and he fell asleep. And my son got a hold of their plant, and it was a real one, and he picked all the leaves off of it. You talk about leaving that office quick. I didn't get hired. I wonder if it's because they knew my son did that. Huh. The surest sign that intelligent life exists elsewhere in the universe is that it has never tried to contact us. Whoever said money can't buy happiness didn't know where to shop. All men are created equal before fish. Extends to the point, even suspecting the sincerity of other pessimists. Okay, folks, that is it for today. And come on back tomorrow. Tomorrow is Wednesday. So start pretty much a whole new week. And we will have more lifestyle news. Share and subscribe and tell your friends to come on back and watch. I thank you all for watching. Hit the like, hit that thumbs up, and ring my bell. And we will see you soon. If you don't follow us on to the next show of investigator news and world news. If not, we'll see you back here tomorrow. Have a wonderful Tuesday, folks. And we'll see you soon. God bless.